Hey everybody, Greg here, and this is another video in the series of videos about bicycle trails in the Iowa City, Coralville, and North Liberty area. I am at one of the primary hubs that you'll find for these videos and for cycling. It's the New Pioneer Co-op here in Coralville, and the reason I call it a hub is because you can kind of head east, north, south, west, all from here on trails or bicycle friendly streets. So in this video I'm going to be departing the New Pioneer Co-op, and I'm turning right and heading west on 2nd Street, and we're going to make our way across the street, and we're going to go south and then kind of southeast over to the Hawkeye Tennis and Recreation Center, also known as HTRC. I was sort of lucky there. I got the walk light. These buttons work really well, and I find rather than trying to become one of the vehicles on the road, you're almost better off and safer if you sort of become more of a pedestrian of sorts. What I mean by that is take the sidewalk, use the right-of-way that you're given, and watch out, because people will just kind of run you over even though you have the right-of-way, and they'll ride their bikes into you and stuff. But anyway, so we're just going to head across here, and you see the blinking red light, so we're nearing the end of this right-of-way. And just to orient you again, the co-op is over there. You just kind of went across the street there and then here, and there's some signage which is helpful that shows you that we're beginning, we're at the start of a bike route or trail here, kind of weaves around and then goes under the railroad there in what looks like an old abandoned mine shaft, but it's actually just a tunnel that goes under the railroad track. So you'll see the sign says Clear Creek Trail, and that's where we'll be going. And if you take a close look at these maps that are posted, they're a very handy resource. So here we go. You can see that 2nd Street in Coralville, it's pretty noisy, pretty busy. You got, dump trucks like the one that went by. There's not really a lot of room for bicyclists on the street, so that's why you want to be taking the sidewalks, and then just to get away from the noise, get on the trail. Now when it's raining, or immediately after it's been raining, you'll notice there are these culverts here, these drainage culverts, and this area can get kind of wet and flooded. So this is kind of a seasonally available, or available as the weather permits, route. But now, just 100 feet away from the road, it gets really quiet. Get a lot of nice shade from the trees, and we're having, I think, a much better riding experience than we would had we stayed along the road there. It's a little bit of a breezy day today. You may be hearing that wind noise in the audio. And you'd think, being in the midst of all these trees, they would block the wind, but the trail kind of becomes a wind tunnel, and so you get a very nice cool breeze coming through here. In just a minute here, we're going to be crossing the bridge over Clear Creek. If you bring up the Iowa City Coralville map on Google, and look at bicycle view, you'll actually see how the Clear Creek Trail kind of follows along Clear Creek. Water's a little low today. That's going to fluctuate depending on how much rain we've been having. Sometimes, as I mentioned earlier, this gets really full and some of these trails can get flooded. So we're basically heading south at this moment, and we'll have a choice to turn right and head west. There's quite a bit of open fields here. It's a really beautiful area. The sign gives you a little more information about where you're at, where you can go. But we're going to turn left, and this sort of heads south and east, and we're going to wind around, eventually ending up in the area where the soccer fields are and the various sports complexes are on the west side of Iowa City, and what's referred to as the West Campus. This ride is pretty beginner friendly. There's some sustained inclines that can be a little tiring, you know, if you're just, even a slight incline, if you just have to keep pedaling and pedaling without any respite there. But for the most part, it's a pretty easy ride. There's a view looking off to the south. For some of the trails in this area, you'll find that they're nicely manicured, like this one. You can see on either side of the trail, it's pretty well trimmed. And coming up on the left here, we're going to see a connecting trail to the Mormon Handcart Trail. So I'm just going to show you that here on the left, and there's a sign telling you a little more about the trail, but you can see that trail is a little narrower. It's not as well maintained, but it's a very nice trail, and it runs the length of the soccer fields, which I'll point out here in a minute. And it lets out over by the Aspire housing complex. Once we get a view of that soccer field area, I'll show you that. So essentially, Mormon Handcart Trail runs along, heading east all along through those woods. A lot of turning, twisting, turning, and ups and downs. A little bit of a roller coaster ride through there. It's kind of fun. So anyway, we're gonna continue heading south. So at some point you'll reach this sign here, which indicates you can turn left and head east and go to Mormon Trek, or you can turn right and follow essentially that sidewalk around, and eventually you'll get to West High School. But not indicated on the sign is what I'm going to show you now. We're going to turn left as if we were going to head over to Mormon Trek. But when we get about halfway along, we're going to turn right and head south. I'll show you that here. So as we approach the entrance to the Hawkeye Recreation Fields, the parking you can see here on the left, we're going to turn right. We're going to head out this entrance, and right across the street is a really nice trail that begins. So here we are. So here we are at the HTRC facility, which is also home to Touch the Earth Outdoor Rental Center. The university offers a lot of courses in outdoor sports, and bicycling is one of those options. So you can take trail riding courses on, mountain bike riding, as well as street bike, road bike riding. So that's good to know about. And those courses, at least in the past, I've seen them meet and depart from this location. So the HTRC facility is a good hub for cycling because, as you see, there's a lot of parking available. If you're driving in from out of town, you want to bring the bikes with you and just park here and leave from here. There are trails that head in all directions, and there's plenty of bike parking if you want to go in and use the facility. So anyway, that's basically it for this video, getting from New Pioneer Co-op over to HTRC. I appreciate you watching. Thanks for all the positive feedback, and let me know if you have any comments, suggestions, or questions. Appreciate the support and happy to always respond. So anyway, have a great day. Thanks.